Hello, welcome back to Al Talks. This is an introduction video which will be featured in every episode after this one. But here we go. So, this podcast is Al Talks. My name is Alex George. I am a stand up comedian, and this podcast I created nearly 2 years ago to just basically chronicle my journey into starting stand up. So, but there's other episodes that are nothing to do with stand up. It's just interest that I have. So there'll be it's mainly based on comedy, but it is a general podcast as well. So, um, if you want to support me, I have merchandise. This lovely podcast sticker here, Al Talks. You can buy that. If you would like to buy one, you can go into my social media. Links are all down below in the description on my link tree as well. You have access to everything. I have an Instagram page for the podcast. I have an Instagram page which is my personal one, but I use that for comedy, so you can check me out there, follow me there, and that is all. Episodes usually come out on Tuesday, but sometimes they might come out at other days during the week. And then on Thursdays, if I am around anywhere doing comedy gigs, I record comedy vlogs, so you can listen to those. They usually come out on Thursdays, and that's that. So yeah, all the links down below, link tree. I have buy me a coffee now if you want to support me as well. Links for that down below as well in the description. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching, and now on to the episode. Hello. As you would have seen at the start of the video, I now have an intro video, which I will possibly add or take away more from in the future. So all that stuff is done, so I'm just going to go into the episode. In this week's podcast, I'll be talking about the last gig I did, which would be the last gig for me this year. I went over to Giggles and I decided to do some of my older material, and just to kind of see if it still is funny and relevant, and it is very much so. Did really well, a lot better than some of the new stuff that I'd done that I'd bombed like fucking 3 weeks or three sets in a row, which was rough. But then again, it is what it is. And then thought I wear a Christmas hat to get into the festive spirit, whatever the fuck. And but other news, like I said, I'm not gonna do any more gigs the year. I'm just gonna kind of enjoy the lead up to the Christmas period. But I did go to two comedian Christmas parties last week, which was really really fun. Both were great nights, because see what happens is when you get a bunch of people together in the room and they're all comedians, it is quite magical, especially if you're a comic yourself. Jeez, that's not good. But anyway, I'm just looking at all the cuts on my arms. But anyway, fun work, fun work. That's what happens when you work in a kitchen. But anyway, and so yeah, so I mean, overall, pretty good couple of weeks leading up to the Christmas period. Really enjoyable gig in Giggles. I think it was about 16 comedians, 15, 16 comedians. Giggles is always fun because, like I said, it's a big lineup of comedians. And the second comedians Christmas party I was at, I actually went to a show, comedy show. It was a really good show. A couple of strange members in the audience. But other than that, and then afterwards we kind of hung out there with other comedians. But we were just talking about because there's a couple of people there who host nights as well. They were just talking about how promotion and stuff like that, and I was giving them my input on how I deal with promotion here on the podcast. The fuck. Anyway, this seems to be acting up a little bit. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. I've never heard that kind of crackling sound. That was strange. Maybe the headphones are breaking. Hopefully not, because I don't want to pay for new ones. Um, but yeah, that funny thing, these headphones, they're wireless, but the Bluetooth function doesn't work anymore. But the wired function does. It's I don't know. Anyway, and before I said I have reset these multiple times, it just don't connect anymore. It's kind of a pain in the hole. But anyway, so what was I talking about? Yeah, so we're talking about comedy promotions and stuff, and somebody was saying that you could actually pay. I think I've heard of it before, but you could pay people to like put you up. So when you go into Google search, you're the first one in there. Um, but you know, I don't know if I'd ever do that. I'm not really pushed on people looking for me in Google. It's more on social media that I would be kind of looking for that sort of stuff. If I did, I did try and do promotion with a paid promotion before, but nothing really happened like they promised. So it was kind of disappointing. I definitely wouldn't recommend it, but maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. And it's just kind of nice to see behind the scenes because I'm not. While I have promoted and helped run a gig before, it's like it takes an awful lot of work because first of all you have to if you book professional comedians you have to pay them, so you have to sell tickets. Selling tickets for comedy is not easy, especially like when I did it. This is the town I live in. It's no one does comedy. There was actually a comedy show there recently. One of the comedians who was performing at it, he was at one of the Christmas parties. He actually organized one of them, and I told him in town I'm from. He's like, "Oh, I recently did a gig here," and I was just asking him how it was. But he was like, "Is there any comedy down there?" I was like, "I tried something last year, but that was about it." So that was November, and it's kind of a year later. So in the last 2 years, there's been two. One of them promoted and kind of ran with me and a couple of other comedians. So and then like Eventbrite, we sold tickets on Eventbrite because it's easy that way. Because with Eventbrite, you can see what amount of tickets you sell and stuff like that. So it's kind of easier to manage um, setting and stuff like that. But it's like it's promotion. It's is a huge part of it because if people don't know about it, obviously they can't come to it. So we did social media posters, the old school way. Like I went all around the town that I live in, put posters up and stuff. So like hearing other comedians having the same, struggles as well. It's it was comforting, because we're all stuck in the same boat because a lot of shows that week that we had the Christmas parties got cancelled because the World Cup and stuff. Like because comedy's biggest rival is always fucking either music or sporting events. They will always draw crowds away, unfortunately, because some people and a lot of pubs as well. Like where we were is a place called Unshaw, and the room is upstairs, but you could still hear the buzz downstairs. And I think Argentina were playing Holland at the time, and one of my friends was on stage, and I think someone scored, and there was a big cheer, and he was like halfway through a bit, and that happened. He was kind of okay, something must have happened downstairs, but it was it's uh I don't know, like it's I've had it before. Like the day we did our gig in the town that I'm living in, um, that was the day I think like Champions League, Man United were playing somebody, and we actually managed to convince somebody, a couple that were coming in because I was working the door, and they were coming in to watch the football, but then said they came to the show. They left very quickly, unfortunately, but we still got their money. So I don't think they like the material, but anyway, whatever. Um, each to their own, I suppose. Whatever the phrase is, and that's it. Before I finish up, I hope you liked last week's 100 episode special. I really enjoy recording with those balloons. Like I said, for the 2 year anniversary, which because I thought it's 52 weeks in the year, and then I thought like this episode, not this one, but the next one after, be like, oh, it'll be 2 year anniversary. It's like 52. 52 by 2 is 104. The episode is coming out next week is 102, so it's in 2 weeks' time because January 12th. But like I think I was saying in the other episode, um, Yeah, January 12th is like a Thursday, whereas usually I upload on Tuesdays. So I might put her up then. I don't know. Um, oh yeah, a bit of news as well before I finish up. I did not get picked to perform in the comedy competition, new best act at Bray. Um, if someone pulls out, I will be in the running because they had a lot of applications. It was like 83 altogether, and there's like four heats, and I think it's like, I don't know, like eight comics each, so 8 by 4 is 36 or whatever. So they had an overwhelming amount of applications, but I did enter a different competition called Show Me the Funny, which is if you win that, you get to perform at Electric Picnic in the comedy tent. So I actually know the guy who won it last year, Ian Burke. He's very, very funny comedian. Actually, the very first time I met him, I remember people were like, "Oh, I can't remember what they said, but he was being very modest." I was like, "Ian." I was like, no, somebody asked him, was like, "Oh, what's your name?" I was like, "Oh, Ian Burke." I was like, "Come on, throw it in there, comedy credits, like, you know." And he was like, "No, no, he goes, not a big deal." I was like, "It is a big fucking deal," because I was actually talking to somebody at the Christmas party about it. Um, they were like, definitely enter that competition because they said, somebody was saying in the finals, the comedians doing their 10 best minutes. So the finals of that show is that competition is like the best comedy you will ever see. And the people that he was chatting to in the audience were like, "Oh, we'll definitely come back next year because it was so good." Like, because it's comedians giving it their all, like, So hopefully I get picked for that, but I will be performing in Bray in March, so even though I'm not in the competition, I'll still be there one way or another. I'm actually there for the pro night, which is nice, so I think it's going to be a pro night from what I remember, because I think, yeah, but I'll let you know in March anyway, or beforehand. But I think that's it. Uh, I have all the stuff for the intro video, so I'm just going to pretty much end the episode there. As usual, thanks for watching. I will continue releasing episodes. There will be another one before the new year next week. No, it'll be 2 weeks. Oh, okay, so two more episodes before the new year. Is that correct? That's 101, 102, 103, 104. Huh. Oh, because the dates move, so uh, technically the 4 year episode anniversary will be the first week in January, not the second. Okay. It's not a big deal, but I'll still reference January 12th as the episode I started. Um, but it's just not going to work out with the dates because dates move every year. Forgot about that. But anyway, look, as usual, yeah, I put up, I think I said on my Instagram, I put her up today, the YouTube sent me a year review of my podcast, all the figures, how many watch hours, and all that stuff. If you go into the link in the to the description in the link, Al Talks Podcast Instagram page, it's up there. If you want to go up and have a look, but it's only possible because of you guys, for watching, for listening, for supporting. Really grateful for that. Hoping to bring you more stuff in the new year, more editing, more content. I've been toying around with the idea of putting on different platforms as well, but like, I don't know, it's still kind of figuring out technical difficult. I need to talk to a couple of people about it, and we shall see. But other than that, that's it. Uh, Thanks for watching, listening, and goodbye.